Live from Canada, it's the SSN podcast with your host, Larcher, Colin, and Liberty. Okay, hey everybody, welcome back to the Select Start Network podcast. There's a small error in that one. We were just talking about it. I don't have every iteration of the intro yet set up. So the first week we had our full cast and it's perfect. Second week rolled by. Michael unfortunately couldn't be there for the first part or all of it. I can't remember anymore. So I quickly made a Michael not here special guest Tom one, which was the Luigi thing. And then the week after that, Lib wasn't there, so I had to make another one, which was Lib being gone. But then, as time kind of rolled on, it just got hard, and there's so many other things that I'm an idiot, and I just stacked on for responsibility to myself. I have intros that I have to make, so we still have to make iterations of me not being here. One for, actually, I think that's it out of the main crew. Then we have special guest versions that I have to make. I then have to do one for Snatum. Which is tomorrow at 1 p.m. on Sunday. And then I also at twitch.tv. Never mind, it doesn't matter.
They're on the channel.
Yeah. And then I have to make another one for the new the new podcast for the Siege podcast or show. That one's already almost done. We still have to just finalize the name, and I think that's about it. I honestly just got to get the name down, and then we're good to go. But yeah. We got a bunch of, I put too much. I put too much on myself.
Yes, you did.
What people? You mean the potato guy? Yeah, the potato guy. He'll throw potatoes at me, and he just gives me all the starts that I need. Colin. All right. Anyways, as you might have guessed, yeah, this is a special Twitch episode of the SSN podcast. For two reasons. One, I'm kind of doing this like my birthday month week type of thing. Like it's my birthday weekend. Because my birthday's coming up in a couple of days during the week, and I'm like, well, I can't really do anything special then, so let's just have like a free content week or weekend, anyways, of our shit here. So I'm like, fuck, that's what we're gonna do. So look forward to it tomorrow. We're gonna have Snatum as well, and it kind of made me think maybe we should do this once a month, where one weekend that we choose, it's a free content weekend, and that way more and more people can come watch and enjoy. And if they want to actually sub to the rest, they can go ahead and do that, and patreon.com/LexarNetwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But didn't we already say that once?
No, we talked about it, but we've never actually made it officially announced, right, to the public.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of a good idea, just in general. Try to get more and more people's eyes and ears and mouths attached to this, because I want.
Wait, so if it's your birthday in a couple of days, so we're not going to be doing a podcast, should we sing happy birthday right now? Me, Lib, and Tom?
So you can't do that because of the copyright strike?
Where is the... Why am I being just thrown into the we should all do this thing that we didn't talk about?
Exactly.
Wait, are you not prepared? Do you need to learn the lyrics for Happy Birthday, Lib? Do you have to get your little harmonica?
I got one. Here, you want to say we can get it going?
Yeah, you got to get your pitch on.
Right here. See? Look at that.
Can we actually sing Happy Birthday? I feel like there's a copyright infringement there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? We're going to get claimed super hard by doing that.
By who?
Someone owns it. Someone does own the right.
Man.
Okay, who owns
who's
it?
the birthday? Okay, I'm searching this right now. Who
is the birthday man?
Happy birthday.
Not Happy Madison. I don't give a shit about them. God damn it. All right.
Why don't you give a shit about Happy Madison?
Little Loon House.
I'm not even going to start. We're not starting that right now. Who owns the rights to Happy Birthday? It's Warnell Chappell was required to create a $50 million pool repayment of royalties it had collected since 1949. Like We Shall Overcome, the song is now public domain and can be used in films, and performances royalty free. That was back in 2018. So there was a time where if you tried to sing it online,
you get slapped.
Yeah.
So we can.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to, I'm gonna shut my camera off, or I'm gonna go play some fucking video games because I am not dealing with that. I hate public displays of affection.
I love you, Justin.
Oh,
you start.
That's so sad.
It's so sad. Wait, why, that he loves me? Fuck you, Michael. How about that? Oh, man. But anyways, enough of that. While we were starting the podcast, there's a couple of things that we started talking about, and there's one...
A lot.
And a couple of them were actually pretty good topics. One of them, which we kind of brought up because we were referencing bands like 3 Days Grace, Breaking Benjamin, and all that, and Lib kind of made the connection that these are songs from, like, you know, the mid 2000s, but more specifically from video games.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want you to
what
continue
specific video game?
That's exactly right. So it's kind of this idea is like how much oh my god, I just got a big compliment.
Aw, Sydney, my baby, thank you so much, darling.
Oh, don't encourage this, man. All right, anyways, it's this idea of where do we get our music from, and like more specifically, like how much of it do you realize that comes from video games, right, Lib? Is that what, like, your general idea?
Yeah, so just thinking about it, because I remember I literally a couple of days ago I went on this whole topic with my girlfriend, showing her like a bunch of my favorite songs and stuff like that I just haven't listened to in a while, and I'm like pulling up songs like "Crazy on You" by fuck.
Are you gonna?
Oh, what is her name? I was literally just talking about this.
Oh no!
No, I know this. Fuck.
Hey, what's here? What's right here?
Heart. Damn it! It's Heart. Yeah. "Crazy on You" by Heart, I fucking love. Same with Barracuda. I just love Heart. Heart's an awesome band. I was thinking about, like, you know, all of the pretty popular shit, like, you know, Freebird and Sweet Child of Mine, all that stuff. And then I realized I'm just quoting songs from the Guitar Hero 2 track list. I'm like, so many of these old rock songs I really started to love are from Guitar Hero 2. And I remember I played the hell out of Guitar Hero 2. That's kind of where it got me thinking. I'm like, how much songs is it like you're playing it in a game? The game's atmosphere allows the song to kind of, you know, reach out to you in a certain way. And then you're like, fuck, what is this song? I kind of want to listen to it. Like, I gotta put this in my head somewhere. So for me, a lot of older rock that I like is from guitar. Even newer rock. In that game, there's a song by Wolfmother.
Yeah.
It's called "Woman." You know that one? I think
woman, you got your woman.
Yeah. Fucking absolute banger of a song. But again, and for me, with rock music, I'm really in it for the guitar. I love sweet ass guitar. And what type of game other than Guitar Hero is going to give you that platform for focusing on the guitar, right? So
Rock Band.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, dude. I would just play Black Hole Sun on Rock Band and be sad as like a 12-year-old. So my question to you guys is, what are some songs or some games that really stuck out to you because you played it and you're like, damn, the music on here is awesome, or there's a lot of songs I really like from here? So that's kind of what my question was to everybody.
Well, my first one, because you brought it up earlier, Breaking Benjamin.
Mm.
When they showed up in fucking Halo 2 near the fucking end,
Yeah.
boom, blew my fucking mind. I absolutely loved that song on that game.
Away. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, so well done. And like the perfect scenario for it and everything. You're charging the fucking bass. Oh, I love it. I loved it.
Yeah, no, I get that. So for me, one of the ones that this is like everyone, for a lot of people, this is where they kind of got their love of ska, was from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. And it was motherfucking Superman. Goldfinger kicks in. And they're like, pick it up. I'm like, what is this? What am I picking up right now? What is this fucking happy? Like, what, am I skanking? Am I doing this right? Like the fucking... I'm like, what is this? What is happening? I just want to dance and fight. It's weird. And it's like, I heard that and right away, dude, fucking Goldfinger became one of my favorite bands. And it's also where I got introduced. It would have been Tony Hawk's Pro Skater Underground. I think or it might have been one of the maybe 3 or whatever. When you just hear, and Tom will know this right away, all you hear is this grungy bass. fucking Ace of Spades kicks in.
That was Tony Hawk 2.
Was that Tony Hawk 2? Okay.
That was Tony Hawk 2. That was the song that I played that fucking game for.
Oh, dude.
And the thing that really pisses me off now, they did the remake. Guess what song isn't in the fucking game?
No!
Ace of fucking Spades. I'm so pissed. I love it, but it's that, yeah.
I got a question. Is Ace of Spades the one that's like, the Ace of Spades?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love that song.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You win some, lose some. It's all the same to me. Oh, fuck, dude. Lemmy was a god, man.
Us not willing to sing the birthday song for copyright, also willing to sing all of these clearly copyrighted songs.
Look, I'm so off pitch from fucking Lemmy. I think we'll live, all right? We'll be fine.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't know. All those years, largely you and me playing freaking all those wrestling games and stuff like that.
Oh
really
my god, yeah.
influenced
Fucking
the music that you listened to and I listened to, because you listened to it. I was like, oh, that's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like freaking 1,000 Foot's Crotch and what was it, 10,000 Foot's in the Air, all that stuff. Like
Oh
that's
my
what
god.
really influenced.
Good. 10,000
Why?
Fists in the air.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
all my kind of music, right? Because that was our similar interest at that point
So what? Yeah,
in music.
what Michael's talking about. So this would have been like from probably when we were from 8th grade all the way to like 12th grade. Okay,
Oh, not even like 6th grade.
6th grade
all the way to
probably. Yeah.
12th grade.
What would happen with Michael and I is we would talk about bands. We would talk about a lot of stuff, but we would talk about music that we would like. And what I would do quite literally is I'd go home and I would search all these artists that I listen to, and I would burn these CDs for Michael, and I'd go, I'm like, hey, listen to this one. This is like an all fucking heavy metal list. It's got, and this isn't me not thinking about it, because Michael comes from a house that's very, you guys are very religious, but you also have like certain it made sense because I'm the same way with my kids, where it's like you don't have to listen to cussing all the time, and you don't have to listen to vulgar words. Well, like I gave him, I gave Michael a copy of a Bird CD which had People Equals Shit from Slipknot. Not thinking about it, I'm like, you're gonna want to listen to this.
Yeah.
Oh,
All those freaking things, even those songs from like Dragon Ball Z, and I think
dude,
you had a
the
couple
Perfect Cell
more
theme
things
song
in there. And
still slaps to this day. You listen to that? Or
I
any
still
of the
have all
Vegeta
those
feeds?
CDs, man.
Yeah.
I listen to them every now and again, especially when I'm on a road trip. It's like slap that in there. And my wife's like, "What is this stuff?" I'm like, "Oh, right, yeah, we probably shouldn't listen to that with you."
Just fuck People Equals Shit. And it's like your teacher's like, what? But like from that, like the WWE Day of Reckoning is where I heard Breaking Benjamin, Zebra. Oh my god, Anthrax is I can't remember the name of the song, but it's like bass. How low can you go? Like that.
That's
like that shit.
Anthrax, a Public Enemy.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And like that shit was in there. It was also during that time where like Breaking Benjamin, like I fell in love with Marilyn Manson at the time, like a bunch of these artists, because like back then, man, wrestling had this hold on the hard alt rock industry where like if you wanted to really become known or popular, you would literally have one of your songs be played at a pay-per-view, and it becomes like the official theme of Backlash is Click Click Boom by Saliva, or it's fucking you laughed.
What was the song? Triple H. Triple H. Who did he come in?
It's
with?
Motorhead. It was Motorhead.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's the one that really sticks in my head is Triple H and Motorhead, right? Like just
to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude, there's so much of that shit. Like Limp Bizkit for Undertaker.
Yeah.
Keep Rolling. There's a bunch of these bands, and like it amazed me because the more I think about it, it was like if I would have dropped off from wrestling, you know, like what I did when I was in my older, like young adult, like, you know, 19 to 20 something, when I stopped really watching like WWE wrestling specifically, what would my music would have been if I would have stopped listening to that or watching that stuff when I was younger? Because so much of that music influenced my taste and where even to some of the people that I used to fucking talk to. Because like it was from there that I found Shadows Fall, I found Tool, Mon Amarth, Lacuna Coil, Evanescence. Evanescence is another big one that was a part of that, right? And like I couldn't even imagine that what I would be listening to. I think I would just be listening to like Mona Lisa Overdrive from Matrix 2, the fucking the highway scene. That's what the music's from. Or I'd be listening to the Perfect Cell techno remix nonstop.
I mean, you still do.
You're not wrong. Right. I do listen to that.
It's kind of funny thinking about how, because even like with those vested interests, though, I feel like we all like your music taste just changes so much based on where you are in life and stuff. Because like for me, early on in life, I didn't have much of a music taste. I listened to whatever.
Yeah.
When I finally got like high school, grade 8 era, I was kind of carving out my own taste in music, and it was like cringy rap and like dubstep was what I was listening to.
Oh no!
And then as I got through high school, I started listening to better rap, which I'm proud of, and I still listen to that.
Yeah.
And I stopped listening to dubstep. I hate to admit it, I kind of listen to like EDM and electronic music now.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, I can't judge you on that because like I listen to Twerp. Like
Twerp is cool though.
Well,
Here's
yeah,
the thing.
Twerp's fucking amazing. I love that band.
I gave up my Skrillex for hardcore Blade Runner synth music, so I feel like it's an upgrade.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Mhm.
But like, is there stuff from back then that you still listen to now that like on the regular? Like, is there something that you can hold on to and be like, yeah, no, I still listen to them frequently. They're a good band.
I got a couple of songs that like
Still,
I used to love back then, and then I like went back and listened to, and I love again. One of them being "Freaks and Geeks" by Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Yeah,
If you've heard that rap song, like fuck it, so good. He just basically like raps just for fucking like 3 minutes straight, just at you. It's fucking awesome. I used to love that as a kid, and then I went back and I listen to it now, and it's like I love it too. Also, this is another video game song that I listened to back then, and don't judge me. It's a dubstep song,
Okay.
but it is the Trent Reznor remix of a Skrillex song, and it was in Black Ops 2, and it was when you're in the club scene. It's like I'm gonna try it out. Okay. It's like it's so crazy, but it's just fucking awesome. Like it was made for like an action movie, basically.
You started off
It is
strong.
Trent Reznor too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
say, you started strong when you said Trent Reznor. I'm like, oh yeah, the guy from fucking Nine Inch Nails. Let's go. Let's see what this man can do. Okay.
Well, he just took an okay Skrillex song and then took all of the best parts from it and made a way better song.
Yeah.
And then said, "Here you go, Treyarch." I think did Black Ops.
Yeah, probably. That wouldn't surprise me.
Mhm.
Okay. Talking about remakes now for songs. Are there bands out there that you find that their cover of the song is better than the original? And I have
Not
one
Weezer.
easy one. I have one easy one every time. It's Hurt, Johnny Cash. Like his version of Hurt, I find just is the way the song was meant to be played versus Trent Reznor.
No, I disagree with you there. I'm gonna say that they're both two separate songs. They're both sung in two different ways.
Yep.
Just like a Perfect Circle did Imagine, and then you got the Beatles version of Imagine. They're
That's
two
true.
very, very different songs, even though they're the same thing. They definitely come out as a different meaning.
Well,
And I believe like the Johnny Cash version of Hurt definitely is different than
The Johnny
than
Cash
Nine
one
Inch
hurts.
Nails. Yeah.
Well,
But they both do, like in their own way. I love both versions.
Well, because like the Nine Inch Nail version, it's more about like drug abuse and like addiction, trying to fight out of it. And Johnny Cash's version is the life that he's led and how he hurt his friends and family and his loved ones, and how he would literally burn it all again. Like he would do it all again, technically, if they could live the life that they had, right? If they could be as happy as they are now, he would do it all again. He would sacrifice that all again.
Like it's like the Nine Inch Nails version is like it's like an interesting story about like pain and drugs and how it can impact you. And then Johnny Cash's feels like it's the end of the road for a cowboy. That song is completely like that. I'm on my last chapter of my Western story. You know, I'm looking at my life as a cowboy, and I did, you know, because again, the acoustic guitar and the way Johnny Cash sings, so like the best version of country out there. Like, you know, so I love that version of Hurt. I listen to it all the time. Well, not all the time because I'd be so sad. But I listen to it a fair bit. It's also an amazing. It worked so well in the trailer for Logan. Like it's such a perfect. Because again, amazingly close similarities between the stories you want to connect there. So like, I don't know. I think that covering a song, there's two ways to do it. one way is this is a popular song, I'm going to sing it for my own album, and then the other way is this is a story and a song I like, I'm going to bring my own take to it.
Yep.
And I think that I much prefer the second one because it gives you two different songs. Then it's not a cover; it's two different songs.
Okay. Now I have another song as one, and I think this is more because you guys made very good points about the different feels and meanings behind the songs.
Mm-hmm.
This one it's Patience, so it's the Chris Cornell acoustic one versus the Guns N' Roses Patience song.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard both versions?
I have not.
Okay.
No.
So
No.
Guns N' Roses, I'm gonna be very blunt. They're a popcorn band. They're your like they're like if you want to listen to classic rock, you listen to Guns N' Roses. Like you want like your typical 80s like fucking we're drinking and we're fucking women and we're loving life. Woo!
Is it Guns N' Roses Paradise City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
So-
then yes.
Yeah. Right. So you picture that voice for singing the song Patience, which their version's okay. I find it's okay. There is something harrowing and just like it takes you down a notch to sit down and just listen to it to the Chris Cornell version. And I think what makes it more impactful for the Chris Cornell version is this was released after he passed away. Like this came out like last year. And then when you listen to that song now you're like, oh my God, like Guns N' Roses, you should never play that song ever again. Like you have no right. Like this is his song now. This belongs
You
to
lost
this
the rights to
man.
your own song.
Right? Like it's so insane.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think that with that, it just kind of highlights one of the aspects I really like about music, though, and that's music is all it's all just taking the same stuff and doing it different, right? Like it's all sampling, it's all like, especially now modernly, it's like all of the beats are just sounds that are used in other shit. Like everything is just different versions of itself, and I like that music can keep reinventing itself, and even songs can be reinvented in different ways.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, there's a good way to do it, and then a way that feels kind of cheap. Weezer. But I'm not gonna call out anybody specific.
Wow.
No, you gotta come on. What do you got against Weezer?
Dude,
Come on.
I just don't like Weezer, okay? I'm not a Weezer fan. I find that they're like sad boy woe is me music, and it's like so like I don't know, and then they're like, I'm gonna come out with an album where I'm just gonna cover music and everyone's gonna listen to it. And I didn't care, Weezer. I got a personal vendetta against them.
I will say this. So Weezer had a video that came out for their song Africa, right? The cover of the song Africa. And it's an okay song. I thought it was okay. It was okay, like cover. But the problem is compared to Ninja Sex Party's version of Africa, I'm like, it pales in comparison. Like there's no like, I'm sorry. If you were to put those two head to head, it's not just because I like NSP. It captures, so the Weezer one is a poppy modern version of that song versus, which you could say is like a remake of the song in a sense, but the NSP version kind of kept more to like the 80s synthy soul to it, also being backed by Twerp, who claimed to be from the future but also the 80s, so they already have that inherent 80s synth pop funk to them. It's this perfect what I would say is more like of a remaster of the song, right? And also the only points that Weezer gets for me for that song is the music video has Weird Al Yankovic in it, and he's playing the fucking he's playing his fucking what's it called again? The accordion? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's pretending to be the singer from Weezer, so that's the only like plus they get for me for that one. But it is interesting how like some bands, like you said, like it just sounds not disingenuine or distant. Yeah, it just doesn't sound good when they try to do covers, and it just I think Weezer's one of them. I think you're right.
I don't like, and I don't mean to say like it's not legitimate. Like you could do it. You very well can. It's just I feel like Weezer's a big band. They've put out albums. They've done a bunch of shit. Why are they just coming out and covering songs and not in a new inventive way? Like can't like just make your own music. I don't know that. Yeah. I know it's like a shitty. It's not a very well thought out opinion. and it's
Like
just
a good cover album though, every once in a while.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess the thing is, and if you like Weezer, you're probably gonna like a cover album with a bunch of popular songs, but it's sung by them.
Yeah.
So
and in their way.
it very much was not an album for me, I will say. So like it's not appealing to me in any way, but I'm also a Weezer hater, and I guess that's out to the public now.
Yeah, we get that. We totally get that vibe.
Yeah. So, but I will say this, Lib, if you can get a chance, you should listen to one of Weezer's very first albums. And my buddy Alex, for Tom and I, we all know him, Alex. He has not a hard on. I said you.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you did. I did.
You
just
said
didn't hear
you're
it.
dumb.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it's the people who matter. Okay. All right. Michael, Tom, and I, we're all friends with Alex, and he mentioned in the chat right now, you should definitely listen to the song El Scorcho from them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, what Weezer kind of wanted to sound like when they came out, but they realized that there was a trend, and with the way that they played and sounded, it just made more sense to go the one way, which is the stuff that you're not the biggest fan of. But if you listen to El Scorcho, totally different vibes from them. It's quirky and unique. It's very very like this is Weezer, like what the fuck?
Weird, yeah.
Yeah, which I think you would enjoy.
So I wonder, is it similar vibes? And I don't mean this as a diss to like people saying, "Hey, go back and listen to Nickelback's early stuff. It's not actually that awful."
I won't.
No, that's fair. But
Tom, why? Why,
feel
Tom?
like, here's the thing.
Fuck Nickelback. Come on.
I'm not a Nickelback denier because I agree a lot of their newer stuff was pretty hot garbage. And the guy, what's his face, admitted that he's like, yeah, writing music is so easy. He's like, I just do the same stupid shit and get a ton of money. Like he was such a dick about it.
Yeah.
But like I feel like if you go back and listen to some of Nickelback's older music, like it kind of had like a fun rocky vibe to it, but it's not perfect. I'm never gonna go out of my way to.
My problem with Nickelback is they found that song that got them the hits, just like AC/DC and a bunch of other fucking bands. They found the song that they made their money on, and then just kept making it over and over with different lyrics.
We're just going at all of Favin's interest.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well,
So,
I'm sorry.
It's funny that you mentioned this because like Tom and I were talking before the podcast. Like an example for that for Tom is Tool, right?
Mhm.
Tool. So we both love Maynard James Keenan. Like we both think he's a great artist. Like Tom really likes A Perfect Circle, so do I. I think I like A Perfect Circle. I am more drawn towards his primary band, Tool, like the one that started everything for him. And Tool has this thing lately where every 15 years, every 10 years, they release a new album. So it's like one of those moments like, oh, fuck, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Like, oh my god, I can't, like, the anticipation. Because they fucking slow tease it too. Where they post a picture, a very small sample of one of their songs. And now because of YouTube, right? Because YouTube's been prevalent in the last 15 years, they'll release maybe a song without telling anyone. On their YouTube channel, a song goes on, and it's like, where did this come from? Like, what the fuck? And people lose their minds, or or like for this most recent one, I think the album is the Fear Inoculum. That's what the album's called.
Yeah,
Fear Inoculum. They posted a video of a cicada, kind of transforming from like a cicada to a human, or a human to a cicada. Like it was very fucked up because that's what Tool is. Tool's fucked up.
Yeah,
in the best way possible. Yeah. But the album comes out, and it very much so sounds like Tool from Lateralis, maybe Tool from like I always call it Enema, but I know it's not called Enema, but I just call it Enema. Enema, yeah, Enema, whatever.
Enema.
Yeah, Enema. I just call it Enema. And whatnot. And I'm like, oh wow, it's a throwback. It's more classic with a couple of songs being different. Like Tempest is a more. Tempest tends to be like it goes literally all the way back to like their first album, and like as the song progresses, it kind of like what I feel like it changes throughout the years of Tool with it. So it's kind of interesting in that sense. But for Tom, you were not a fan of it because you said it just sounds like Tool.
Yeah, like Tempest was like the best song on the album, and then the rest of it was just the regular Tool filler. When you wait 15 years for something to come out, like, granted, they had their problems releasing this album. They had a lot of copyright issues, a lot of artwork problems. There was tons of reasons why this took so long to come out. but it just wasn't what I wanted. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, because you were saying also, like, because 10,000 Days, the album prior to this, which came out in 2006, that one is very, very unique. It's not like every other Tool song. It's a lot more guitar, grungy, fucking, like, you hear more of that. The bass is very unique. Also, I mean, 10,000 Days is a very, it is an open letter of love towards Maynard James Keenan's mother, who, I can't remember what she had. She had something, but basically, whatever sickness that she had, she survived 10,000 days with it. That's the whole like idea of the album. And then there's a song, 2 songs, Wings for Mary, part 1 and 2, is literally dedicated to his mother, not losing faith, constantly believing that when she passes, she is going to heaven no matter what. Like, she is a person of faith. And then part 2 is like Maynard James Keenan literally being like to the gates of heaven, like, you're letting my mother in. She's devoted her life for you. You will respect that. Like, bitch, open those doors. My mother is coming in. But obviously not like vulgar like me. It's actually beautifully said and displayed.
That's why.
Fuck you, God.
I think that's why I was so disappointed with this new album, because 10,000 Days like really like touched a part of me.
Yeah.
Like it was an excellent album, and I really felt a lot for it. And then this new one didn't really have any connection to anything to me. Like, I haven't listened to it enough to really give it a fair shot.
But still,
it wasn't 10,000 Days.
Yeah, that's what it is. If the first listen doesn't grab you, sometimes that's a sign. Like, it doesn't, like, you should go back to it and just be like, no, I gotta listen to it more. I'll get to understand. Like, I'll focus on it and it'll make more sense. It's not how it works sometimes. Like, very rare. Like, for me, as an example, so Colin from the chat is also putting this out. So our correspondent, Colin, from inside the Twitch chat, is reporting. She was also the inspiration for Perfect Circle's Judith, and he enjoyed the Tool album, but do understand if people find it boring at points, because it's, you know, like I said, it very much so feels like more classic, or I guess what we think of Tool, we think of Lateralis, Enema, right? It's more around those grounds of the music versus
Schism,
all that stuff, right? Like, versus other Tool's other stuff like Opiate, very grungy, very raw album. Or if you listen to Undertow's like that evolution where, like, they have more bass, it's not as grungy, that's some really interesting songs. But yeah, by the album Enema and Lateralis, they found their style. They really found what fans are connecting to and what they like to write. And then 10,000 Days, kind of a total shift. Fear Inoculum kind of goes back to that style. I think that's what's going on. But going back to, like, the idea of remasters and remakes, Tom had mentioned something in the podcast feed, and I want to bring it up.
God, your fucking segue skills are so powerful. Oh my God. I know what you're leading into, and, like, what a great play.
Thank you. It is this idea of because I mentioned that Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out, and we'll talk about that in a hot second. But then Tom wrote in the podcast feed, you know, on the Mass Effect note, what older games do you want to see remaked or remastered? And I wrote, you just opened a can of worms for me. Specifically because the schmucks know. It's been brought up on several streams that I've done, especially when they were celebrating Mario's 35th anniversary. Okay, they announced, and I thought it was an amazing idea, and I could not fucking wait for it. They announced Super Mario All-Stars 3D. For those who don't know, that was the cream of the crop 3D Mario games being remastered.
Yeah.
Fucking on the Switch, which meant Super Mario 64, both Galaxies, and Mario Sunshine. Which I still will say to this day, it is disgusting that Mario Sunshine did not get the love that it deserved when it was first released. That fucking game slapped back then, and it still slaps now. And it was a banger of a game. But unfortunately, what they decided to do, and this is what I would not even consider this a remaster. I would not consider this, and I think it was fucking cheap and lazy of Nintendo. to just take Mario 64, the one that I still think holds up to this day, because it is the core mechanics of what a 3D Mario game is. And it's because they still use it. Even in Odyssey, they fucking use it. The fact that they didn't reskin it, they didn't properly res it, like the fact that it's basically all they did was make it 60 frames per second. Port? Yeah, it is basically a port that got that still has the same graphics, but it's touched up in the sense that there's not a lot of artifacting, and it's 60 frames per second. That is it. They could have done so much to that game. And there's an argument that was done months ago when it got announced, when I was talking about this, where someone's like, "Oh, well, the original Super Mario All-Stars, they didn't do anything special for that, because like the one that came out on the Super Nintendo took the original Super Mario Brothers and modernized it for the SNES version, right, for the All-Star Edition." And I argued that's fucking wrong, because they reskinned Super Mario Brothers 1 to look like a Super Mario Brothers game for the SNES, for the SNES. They could have done the exact fucking same thing for 64 and done that. And also, there were the hidden levels, the bonus levels that were on All-Stars, the first one, which they tried to argue to me like, "Oh, well, that doesn't count. That's not bonus content because that came out for the Japanese audience." But I'm like, yes, but this is worldwide now. So it is bonus content for everyone outside of Japan. So that is bonus. That is something extra to give to the fans. They could have done behind the scenes. They could have done artwork. They could have done, here's the original trailer for the Mario 64 game, put on the disc or on the digital package. They could have done so much more. So much more. And yet, all they decided to do was make it 60 frames per second and scaled it to fucking HD. That's it. And they added a full price tag on it. No, sir, that is not acceptable. That is not what you do. Sorry.
Guess what, Justin?
What?
They made that money.
I know.
They made that money. That's all they want.
Yeah, exactly.
What hurts the most is they then been like, "Oh, this is a limited time game." Because after the month of March, I think that was like the anniversary. That was like officially Mario's month. After March, we're going to take it off the shelf. I'm like, are you fuck you, dude. Like, fuck you, Nintendo. That you're going to make a fake supply and demand feed for this bullshit. For a shitty fucking port of like 3 games just because you up-res. Like, fuck you. This is not at full price. You fucking fuck you. Fuck
Nintendo's
you.
hitting their Nintendo's really hitting their renaissance of being not customer based anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're not that they always were, but it's like I feel like what Nintendo always had was that they're like, we're for the gamers, we're making accessible games for everybody. We're gonna make all the, and then now it's like games are getting a little bit more competitive, and it's like a kind of a slightly more less casual atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then their way of adapting to it is, okay, we're just gonna fucking wring you of your money. Then, like, I remember, it's like, it pisses me off to no end how terribly they don't support any of their games like having a competitive scene in any way.
Yeah.
They just don't give a shit.
The closest
They're
is
like
Splatoon.
Yeah, they put it on the Splatoon and no one cared. like I just pissed me off. Now, I mean, the Smash Bros. Competitive scene does not have the ring it had because of all of the fucking shit in it, all of the terrible people and shit. But before that, and like they were like pulling them from tournaments and stuff and not letting them participate in tournaments and like pulling any sort of support. And it's like, they're like, we want this to be a casual game for everybody. And it's like, well, then why do you have a ranked like MMR in your game? Like, it pisses me off. And over the years, I'm like, the more I'm just like, dude, I don't care about Nintendo and stuff. Like, it's just whatever. And then Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, and I'm like, oh, I love you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Literally, though, Breath of the Wild fucking stole my heart, and that's about it. That's all I care.
But so that's the thing, though. But they properly, they gave you DLC for that game as well. Like, they actually put some thought into the release of that game versus, like, we'll say Mario Party on the Switch.
Yeah.
Okay? Mario Party on the Switch should have had content, like, on the regular every, like, 2 to 3 months. Because that game in itself, at its core, is bare fucking bones. Like, there's not enough on that game versus every other Mario Party game out there, which felt like there was so much more content with so many different maps, so many different gameplays. This one does not feel like it is there. And only now, after what, the game's been released for 3 years now? Maybe? About 3 to almost maybe 4 years? Only now did they finally release a proper online mode for the game.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Nintendo?
Well,
How about you do a map or something too? Like, come on, 4 fucking maps, and everything's
feel-
like super easy. Oh, here's some participation points.
Yeah.
Before it was ruthless.
Yeah.
They would steal all your fucking coins.
I think that like just something that shows that there's a kind of an issue with Nintendo's games now is that a lot of times you play their like multiplayer, like the new versions of stuff, and you like think you're like, damn, I wish I could go play Mario Party 8,
Right.
you know? You're like, fucking, like, you're playing the new Mario Party that's come out on the new system, and you're like, fuck, I wish I was playing the one from 10 years ago, because it was just more fun. There's more stuff you could do. It was, I don't know, I have that. Because, I mean, that's a thing, like, that's just video game nostalgia, but I find, like, literally, going back and playing Mario Party 8 is so much more fun.
Yep.
Bare bones Mario Party 8 is so much more fun than the new Mario Party with all of like the shit in it. Like, It's just, I don't have Mario Party 8 and I don't have a Wii I do have a Wii, but I don't know where it is. Like, I don't have all of that shit to just bust out, but I do have my Switch. So am I just going to pay the $60 for the new one because I have it out? Like, it's,
You will.
it's, I mean, I've had some fun with the new Mario Party. Just, do you remember the stream we did?
Oh, what
or
are you
that
talking
video we did?
Are
way
you talking
back?
about exclamation point wah in
The
chat?
one,
Whoops, I
yeah.
fucked that up.
Uh-huh.
Where
Wish-
Wario. It's that's forget for people who don't know. It's on youtube.com/live-select-start where you could watch, I think it's about an hour and a half, and it's the entire gameplay of Super Mario Party, and it is Lib, Colin, Harrison, and myself playing Super Mario Party.
Such a fucking mess of a video.
And there's, I don't know why I did it. I don't know what happened, but I made a choice in that Let's Play where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna pretend as if I'm Wario, but not just like when I'm playing. It was the entire fucking Let's Play. I was
Your throat was legitimately sore for a week after that.
because all I would do is like, I'm Wario, how am I gonna win? I am number one. This coin economy is such bullshit. It's all going to the rich. It's all about communism, my brothers. We need to rise up and fight against that bitchy Peach. Oh, that with all our money. Like, I would literally non-stop I did that, and literally in the stream I'm like, Wario's throat's really hurting, I'm going to regret this tomorrow. Like, I just never let up the entire time, and because of it, people like Lib and Colin, it's like, you know what, we're gonna pick on Justin, we're gonna and like
The game was picking on you too, to be fair.
Oh yeah, but they'd be like, oh, I'm gonna like steal more. I'm gonna steal like Larcher's coins, Justin's coins. I'm gonna steal this. I'm gonna do that. So then I'm like, what do you think you're doing, brother? We're supposed to work together against the rich. What are you doing? Fair economy, fair pay between all the people. And like, I was just nonstop.
I think one of my favorite parts in the video is there's just one part where, like, and it's pretty like high energy and stuff, but there's like, we hit like our lulls. And there's one part where everyone kind of like quiets down for a second, and then I move a couple of steps, and then I get like 5 coins, and then Justin just very quietly goes, "And the rich get richer." It's like, I just started fucking dying. Like, that's legitimately one of my favorite videos, because I think too, like, it was like, I think Colin and Harrison and me were all kind of like trying to win and play. I couldn't stop laughing. Like, I wasn't even making jokes in that video. I was just fucking dying at the Wario shit. And Justin just fucking full send and started shooting the moon and just making the worst decisions and trying to just suicide bomb everybody by landing on the bomb spots. Like,
yeah, we were on the bomb. We were on the bomb map, right? So like, if you land on the mystery squares too many times, the giant bomb, the king bomb explodes and like sends everyone packing and stuff. So I would literally, like, after a while, I'm like, fuck it, I'm going, you know what, I'm just gonna lose, but I'm gonna take all you fuckers with me. And I would just constantly go around, but out at the end, they'd all be gone. I'm the one left with King Babam getting fucking blown up.
Dude, Wario had cancer too, remember? That was another thing.
I was like, you think cancer? I got stage 5 cancer. There's nothing coming back for me.
Oh
This giant nose, it's nothing but a giant tumor. Like, I just kept going. And I just kept upping the limit as to what bullshit I could say.
I love that video, man. It's such a nice just blast from the past of looking at that shit and just so goofy. And I mean, it carved out a little niche because we ended up putting like your Wario emotes and shit in chat.
That we have that emote because of the Let's Play and because chat was asking sometimes like, why are you sounding like Wario? I'm like, wow, what are you talking about? And then like it became a whole fucking thing.
So I know like you did the Wario voice on stream and stuff, but like that is the actual backstory behind where the whole Wario-ness came from for Justin. And it was it's just this stupid communist fucking Wario. And the rich get richer.
Yeah, the rich get richer. Can you believe this shit, brother? We need to go against this fucking.
Yeah, and then he kept talking to me like I was his brother because I was King Boo, and I'd be like, Wario, leave me alone. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was losing my fucking mind that day.
Wario has no friends. Because you get the companions in that game, and then there's some shit with that.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking Lib and Colin Harrison had like 2-3 buddies. I'm like, oh, look at Wario's just by himself. I guess fuck Wario, right? I guess I'll just die in the corner with my stage 6 cancer. And they're like, wait, it's stage 6 now? Oh, it's fucking stage 7 now that you said something. Like it just kept going up and up and up the entire time.
And then I'm like 1,000% certain you got Daisy as a companion and then like lost her in 2 turns. Like you landed on the block that made her leave like 2 turns after. You're like, whatever, bitch, I don't care.
God. Oh my god, yeah, it's that's the thing, right? Like that game was great for online, for like couch co-op and stuff. And it is nice that now they are bringing it back to like an online mode during this pandemic. You know, the tail end of the pandemic, but still they're trying.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's something that like for the it's something that was needed much like for a long time ago. And going to back to the idea of the remakes and remasters, something that I wanted to do because it is also I think Zelda's 20th or 30th anniversary this year.
Oh, so bring up Zelda, yeah.
Remake Wind Waker again.
Well, so there's rumors that they were going to do.
Sorry,
they were going to port that over, but no. Instead, what a bunch of people wanted. Okay, what a bunch of people wanted was, and for me, it wasn't. I didn't want a remaster. I wanted a remake using the Breath of the Wild engine for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Dude,
yeah,
I was literally thinking that when you were asking about the remix. I was like, I would fucking love that.
And like,
100%.
Fans have been drooling for the longest time for the idea of a remake of those games with the modern fucking engine. It would be amazing. Like people want and everyone's like, oh, this is a fucking it's a home run for Nintendo. They may have
it's an easy moneymaker. Yeah. Like, come on.
Right? And it's like, all right, all they gotta do is make this announcement and they're golden.
People will throw money at them. They'll sell their freaking houses and dogs for that thing. I'll tell you.
But what do they do instead? When they had their Nintendo Direct, they announced, for the very low key, like, for the anniversary for Zelda, here's Skyward fucking Sword on the Switch, 60 frames remaster, and I'm just like, I'm like, okay, all right, shit game, fine. What about Twilight Princess? A lot of people like Twilight Princess. I really like Twilight Princess. That was an awesome one. Are you gonna? No, you're not. You're not gonna. Oh, we're getting. Sorry. So is this like a bundle? Are you gonna announce something later? Like, is this gonna be like something cool? Oh no, it's Skyward Sword standalone for almost full price.
Wow.
Hey, fuck me.
I don't get Nintendo, man. I feel like they never listen to the fans ever. Like, I feel like, because another thing too that I feel like is an easy fucking win for Nintendo is just put GameCube games in the fucking store. Yeah. Let me play GameCube games on my fucking Nintendo Switch. I'll spend fucking $30 a pop on a GameCube game, and you're making easy money. All you gotta do is port it.
Yeah,
that's all you gotta do. And like I think that it's such a weird, like, backwards compatibility isn't a huge market. But the people that are doing it the most is Xbox, and no offense to Xbox, but who's like, oh, look, all these classic Xbox games, it's like classic Nintendo, maybe classic PlayStation, but it's like there's just no support for it, man. There's so many great GameCube only games from my youth. I'd fucking and like Wii games too. I'd love to play Super Mario Sluggers or Super Mario Strikers. I fucking love those games, but I can't play them anywhere.
That's the thing that always confused me about Nintendo, though. It's like out of all the freaking platforms that are out there, Nintendo's the one that has the biggest nostalgia effect.
Oh, they have the library to back it up.
Exactly. Literally every game of their, like, I would even say 90% of their games, even the worst ones, somebody has played in their childhood and wants to play it again on the Switch or something like that, right? Like, and it's just a no-brainer. They should have put all those things, like you're saying, easy to put it in, just dump it in there. Somebody's gonna buy it for $30-$40, guaranteed, because they want that nostalgia, right? Like that's what a lot of us have done for a lot of different games. Fallout. I bought all the Fallouts, because of that nostalgia, right? So why isn't Nintendo doing the same thing?
Right.
Especially anything from, the SNES and Nintendo 64. They're going to make their money 100% just from those two systems alone.
They're waiting for the 50-year anniversary for those.
Yeah. And then once the Switch is dead and gone, they're like, we've totally remastered the game until it's remade. You gotta get the Switch though, bitch. But we're on Switch 2.50. I don't fucking care.
Dude, I feel like they're gonna I've been clamoring and I'm like, give me a new like Super Mario Sluggers, give me a new Mario baseball game. Those are all awesome. And they're like, okay, we're doing that. And I'm like, yes, and it's like you gotta swing the whole Switch to hit. And you can't see. It's like it's a fucking mess. Also, it's an unlock system, and there's a store for characters. You start with 4 characters, and you need to get Mario gems to unlock the other characters. It only takes 10 hours of in-game time to unlock a quarter of enough for a character. So it's fun. It promotes it's gonna be the fucking worst, I can tell. And I love Nintendo, but
you use your dock as your paddle. You just fucking smash your fucking over.
It's like
again. And then you buy the fully licensed Nintendo TV.
Exactly.
That has impact resistance.
I feel like during like the GameCube Wii era, they were like, let's go outside the box here. Let's take our IPs and do some fun stuff with it. Yeah. Then they made like some sports games. They made, they branched out, did a lot of stuff. And now it's like, what are they even doing? Yeah. I don't know what's announced on their docket. I don't know what they're supporting. Like,
they are.
I don't know.
I think out of all the video game companies right now, like that of the big 3, they're the only ones that are very quiet about their development and what's coming out. And like it's. I understand that for them, it doesn't take much for them to be like, oh, we're releasing X, Y, and Z, or we're just releasing this game, and people will lose their minds and they will buy. Like, I would love another Mario Kart. Make a new fucking Mario Kart already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me. Like Lib said, like I would love another fucking Mario Tennis, like another. Like I know they released one not that long ago, but give me another one. Like
give me another Dr. Mario for the love of freaking everything. Or throw me a bone.
Give me a new Smash Bros, bro. Like come on.
You know what I really want?
Because the DLC on that one keeps going. What do you want?
I really want a Mario RPG. Another freaking Mario RPG.
That's not Paper Mario.
That's not Paper. Exactly. Okay, I don't consider that one like a real thing. It's just
it's a real
right? Paper Mario is for that. No, freaking a real like a 3D Mario RPG would just explode. Everybody's minds explode.
I think that
another Mario RPG.
I think that out of the big 3, the sleeper that is actually doing a whole lot right now is actually Microsoft. Because Microsoft is buying up companies, man.
Yep.
Them picking up fucking Obsidian was a cool thing. They're a good group, and then they pick up fucking Bethesda, and it's like, oh shit! So they're gonna try and get these niche RPG audiences and say, hey, we love you, but you're gonna have to get an Xbox or get a. But even a nice thing for them, almost everything they do is. Oh, well, see you, Mike.
Well, fuck me.
He's back.
Sort of. Michael, you there, buddy?
What the heck is going on?
Switch sides with Tom.
What?
Yeah, once his cam comes back, I think it'll switch over. I think. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
That was weird.
So, I was just saying, like, Microsoft is like, we're doing all this stuff, but they're like, but you don't have to buy our console because we support a ton of PC players too. And you can do the Xbox shit on PC. So it's like, they're really like trying to reach out to a broad audience. And it feels like after they fucking failed so spectacularly with the Xbox One launch, they've been on like the back pedal of trying to please people since. And it's actually starting to turn around to like actual progress. So
well, that's
I'm excited. I hope they.
Oh, sorry. Go for it.
No, that's it. That was awesome.
I was gonna say a lot of that is due to Phil Spencer. When he became in charge, right, of like the lead guy for Xbox, he saw what they had failed with the Xbox One launch, which was they were concentrating so much on cable and all these extra services and providers and all that they forgot about. Oh wait, people buy these consoles for video games.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in hard with like these. We're gonna get these we're not exclusive, but we're gonna get these awesome like first party titles. We're gonna get like as much collaboration as we can, and we're gonna expand the shit out of our Game Pass to the point now where it's not just Xbox Game Pass; it's Game Pass Ultimate. Why? Because they partnered up with EA, and there's certain EA titles now that are on there. There almost every single first party Xbox game, all the way down to the original Xbox, is now available on the Ultimate Game Pass. And some of those, like you said, you can play on the PC. Gears of War, Halo, there's so many more that I can't even think about that are just, they are now literally cross-platform. And they're not stopping there. They got their xCloud, which means you can fucking pick up your goddamn phone, all right, and get the attachment to have a controller to it, and you can fucking play. You can play, and apparently it's very seamless. If you have a decent internet connection, you can load up the Master Chief Collection on your phone and play it. Like, what other service does that? Like, the Nvidia Shield was close. Fucking Stadia's a piece of garbage. And like, here we are.
PlayStation had the Vita, which you could do like remote play with.
They did, but they didn't push it enough, though, right?
Sure. They gave up on that real quick.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason why like they barely talk about their handhelds now, the PlayStation, right? They've moved on straight to the PS5 and the PS5 VR and all that stuff. Like they're pushing hard on that now because Xbox isn't touching that market. They're not touching the VR market. Mostly because their first attempt for it was, you could say, was the Kinect, which failed spectacularly. And Phil Spencer recognized that, pulled it from the console package. And the AR stuff, the Microsoft Xbox goggles, whatever the fuck they were, has left the realm of video games and now is going more towards practical use for like I guess surgeries or like augmented reality. Like, it's going specifically more into the idea of building things on like visually so you can see it in person in real time. They're not concentrating on games anymore. So Spencer saw this and is like, we're just gonna push a service where you might not even console, but we're still going to get your money. And how do we make sure we get that money? Getting Bethesda, Obsidian, buying Rare, and hopefully Rare, I hope to God they make a proper Banjo-Kazooie 3. Or they make a sequel to fucking Conquers. Like, they have
Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts 2.
Yeah, I'll kill you, Lib. I will fucking kill you. Don't you ever mention Nuts and Bolts ever again in my presence.
Was Perfect Zero Rare too?
It was a rare game.
See, that would be fucking awesome to see come back.
Right.
The thing is, they got all of that shit on Game Pass. Like, again, it's like the old versions, but like I think it's also like when you think about it, it seems unaccessible because it's so like PC hardware, all this shit. But really, if you wanted to, you go buy the Xbox and then you pay $14 a month. And then boom, you can go play Minecraft. You can play fucking all of these games.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about like, a lot. And there are a lot of really amazing things too. There's so many indie games on there. So many fucking indie dev titles where these games wouldn't get a whole lot of play, but they are, and they're getting revenue back because of Game Pass, all because they partnered with them. Like, I know there's been so many times where I've been like, I'm kind of bored. I'll go look on Game Pass. And I'm like, damn, this is kind of a cool looking indie game. And then I fucking 100% it because it was actually really sick. And I was like, wow, I'm glad this is here because otherwise I never would have went out of my way to play this and, supported the creators of it. So like, it feels very player centric as well as like creator developer centric. Like,
I feel like the Switch is kind of that way too.
Yes.
They're like, Nintendo
It's
has kind
very
of turned
accessible.
into more of a hardware company more than an IP company. Like they've got their big IPs that they're going to make their money on, but they're mainly meant for making hardware. Hence the Switch Lite and the Joy-Cons that break after 6 months and you got to buy a new set.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, but that's where they're getting their money from. And that's why I don't think they care too much about their games because they're putting out consoles. How many Switch Lites have they sold since it's been out?
Well,
money.
and then they
Like-
put out stuff like Animal Crossing too, which Animal
Yeah.
Crossing is extremely accessible to everybody, and it's a really fun, easy game. So
Yeah.
go buy a Switch Lite, go play Animal Crossing.
Or
It's
or go play Pokemon Snap. Oh wait, don't bother because it's the same thing as the fucking 64 version.
No,
It's
Is it actually?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
so I'm not saying so. Clarify because I don't want people to fucking I don't want the schmucks to get mad at me. It is not a port of Pokemon Snap, but it is basically Pokemon Snap, but with modern Pokemon in it. That's all it is. That's all it is. You're on the rails. You're taking pictures. You're throwing apples. You might have
You should be able
you
to
might have
hunt
a
them.
digital scanner thing, and there's a night mode. That's it. That's all it is. And again, full fucking price game. Come on, Nintendo.
Ooh.
they should just give you a bolt action to sit in the cart with, and then just compare Pokemon Snap. I don't know. I agree though. I think like all the companies, the only one who I actually think isn't doing too great, but it's also because I'm just not in the realm of their world, is like PlayStation. I don't know what PlayStation's up to ever since the release. Are they lagging behind?
I'm a PlayStation guy.
You are?
So, yes.
Hey,
The thing
And
is,
they-
I love PlayStation games. Like, I love God of War. I love Last of Us. I love fucking, and I go way back. I love Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, all of them shits.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's enough for me now to go get a new PlayStation.
They have so many console exclusives though. Like you can only play God of War on that. You can only play Days Gone on that. You can there's I don't know.
Horizon
They've got a
Zero
lot
Dawn.
of
They're
Yeah,
an IP company. They're an
Yes.
IP games company right now. And I
Yeah.
think that's a huge selling point for them. I mean, they launched the new PlayStation 5 with Spider-Man, right? That was a big part of it, was like, you want to play the new Spider-Man, you got to get the new console. Well, they said it is on the old one, but they're like, you got to experience it on the new one. And also, this is like just personal. I hate new console season where everything's about the numbers that like the modern person doesn't care about. And it's check out what this can do with this, and this is with this on, and all that stuff. And it's like interesting, but it's like kind of just a goofy season for me in video game sales, you know?
Yeah, it is this thing where I think you guys kind of hit the nail in the coffin on there for PS5. Their hardware is good. It's good. The Xbox hardware is actually, I think, slightly superior for once, especially with their two versions that they came out right away with. PlayStation 5 is all about the exclusives, right? It is your Miles Morales, it is your Spider-Man 2 that's gonna come out, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, Ratchet and Clank, so much of these, right? That are just, and they're buying their companies up too now, right? They bought oh my god, Sucker Punch. They bought, I can't remember. Naughty Dog, thank you. They bought Naughty Dog, and like ultimately, I mean, these games were always kind of exclusively to PlayStation, to be honest. Like, they never really tried to venture towards the Microsoft route.
Sony was always funding them, like giving a shit ton of money to them. So
these were purchases that made sense to them, right?
Mhm.
But now they can maintain, like, these will never leave us. This is the franchise that if you want to play these, you play it here, or you wait about a year down the road and then we'll release it on PC, like they did with Final Fantasy VII Part 1, I think. Is that finally out on PC, if I'm not mistaken? I think.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
But
yeah, those are the ones that are happening.
PS5 or PlayStation also has like does weird partnerships too. They have like exclusive partnerships with like NBA 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have exclusive partnerships with Modern Warfare or Call of Duty, whatever. They always do like you, if you want to play the new Call of Duty game with blank this happening, a new gun, or like a play it early, something like that, you got to play it on PlayStation, which I mean, it's smart. It's just, you know, I don't know, because for me, I feel like this console season especially, I've been very much like, am I gonna put up this money or am I just gonna save up and get a PC and that I can improve? Because
Really?
like I'm like, I feel like I can do so much more on a PC, and like I could just have it's weird. I was debating getting the new Xbox because I might just get like the digital one without a disc. I wouldn't get the disc version of any of the consoles if I got them. But like, fuck, I love Spider-Man and God of War and Last of Us, so I kind of want to play them on the new stuff. So it's really it's a weird season for you. I mean, money's a tight thing for everybody now. So like, especially with consoles coming out, it's kind of funky how it's working. So not everyone's got just the cash flow to just get the new console, right? Because
PlayStation now is doing the PlayStation on stream or on Steam now, so that kind of they're
is it
pushing towards
They're
PC?
trying.
Yeah,
They're
you
trying.
can get Days Gone, you can get Horizon Zero Dawn. There's a whole Steam page for PlayStation now.
Yeah, but
So I think they're trying to push towards PC a little bit more too.
and here's
That's
the thing,
smart.
Liv had kind of hit the nail. Kind of got a good point with the cash flow, and money's tight right now. So if you can't go ahead and spend money on maybe on a PlayStation or Xbox, maybe you can spend a little money on today's sponsor.
Oh,
Fucking nailed it, son! All right. For those who don't know, this episode of the SSN podcast is brought to you by, hey, shit, guess what? Select Start Network. If you want to go ahead and support us, you don't have to spend, $500 on a console or any of that stuff, or $80 if you're in Canada for a video game. No, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/Select Start Network, and you can support us as low as $1.20 if you're an American, or in Canada, $2. That's a fucking maybe. It's a double, from Tim Hortons if you're one of those people. Or you can go to, if you want to watch this normally, live exclusively on patreon.com/Select Start Network. You can go up to the 11.50 mark, or it is the 15.50 mark in Canada, and you can get these episodes of Snatum, Select Start Network, live and uncut, rah, baby, rah. Or you can also get the video versions when they are released a day early, or sometimes even earlier than that, upon release. You also get the audio ad-free version and video ad-free version. And we do have a bunch of higher perks up there if you want to go ahead and support us up there. And if you cannot, I totally understand. What you can do is just simply like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share anything that you love that we do. It greatly helps us out, and we love you for it. And once again, patreon.com/Select Start Network, or just go ahead and like and subscribe us on youtube.com/Live Select Start. Or hey, baby, if you're here right now watching us on Twitch, just hit that follow button. Or use that free Twitch Prime if you want to love us. We understand. We love you no matter what. Thank you. End of promo. I'm pretty fucking good with these, sir. I'm pretty
Fucking right you are.
They're like scripted now.
Nah,
Maybe
man.
a little too good.
Lib went and asked me, hey, like, can you send me your ad reading for the podcast, like for whatever, like for ad break and Writing with Dice that you can catch on twitch.tv/SSN Plays.
On this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for the people on YouTube, maybe they don't know. And I'm like,
Okay, fair enough.
I'm like, yeah, I don't have that written down. So I'm like, fuck. I'm like, sorry.
That's off the dome.
Yeah, that's off the dome.
Oh, dude, when I were doing Writing with Dice, me and Colin were talking, and I was like, oh, I got to get the ad read from Justin. And then Colin's like, do you think he has like an ad read? And I'm like, probably not, but I'm gonna ask. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll type one up real quick. And I was like, yeah, that's what I had figured.
Yeah, I tend to do a lot of these things off the cuff when it comes to the idea of the ad read. It's just I see where I want to go, and I kind of go from it. So like, here it is. He's like, hey, what you up to right now? I'm like, setting up some shit. What is up? Need to talk. Jump to the VC. Hold on, that's the wrong one. There you go. Here it is. Yeah, nothing. I just for it's like, hey, could you send me the ad read, or at least the routine? I'm like, ad read. Yeah, let me write something up for you. And then he's like, just the points we need to hit. And then what I end up by doing is I open up Google Docs and do I did the speech to text, and I'm like, okay, how do I normally do this? I'm like, this episode is sponsored. I'm like, no, I don't think I do that. I'm like, no, I start with a segue, but I'm like, I can't add a segue in for Lib to then try to like match it into whatever he's talking about. So I'm like, I'm going to try to sound out how I do it. And then I sit there and I'm like, when I sent it to him, first of all, the text to speech, because the way that I talk, because I always have a little extra that little saliva on my voice. It's it doesn't catch some of the words that I say, and because I am French, I do talk fast, and I know that. So it would try to like match some of the words they think I'm saying, and then I looked at him like I kind of like mismatched some of these. I got to change this one around, but I sent the rest of it to Lib, and I'm like, there may be some errors because this was done with voice to text. I'm like, there's some things, some words that either didn't pick up, or it's like, oh wait, did you say, pineapple instead of pinnable? I'm like, no, what? No, whatever.
There's a bunch of extra B's in the words. The words just had B's in them for some reason. But I think I figured it out pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, it was this idea of like, I don't. To answer your question again, tell me, I just verbal diarrhea it out. I just go for it.
That ain't diarrhea. That's consistent.
Yeah, that's high fiber.
I think it has something to do with I listen to and watch a lot of podcasts, and like I have kind of like looked at, like, as an example, the Rooster Teeth podcast when Gus does his ad reads, or God forbid, the Disgusting Kind of Funny podcast with Greg Miller. I'm a better version of you. I'm younger, I'm stronger, I'm faster. Okay?
My God.
All right.
Fuck you, Weezer.
I'm coming for you, Kind of Funny. You're dead. You're nothing. Fucking face us. All right, 5v5. Siege. It's not going to happen, you cowards. Anyways.
Yeah. You guys probably listen to Weezer over there. Mike, Tom, any hate you guys want to just throw out to the public?
Yeah, isn't it?
No.
They're smart. They're saving their careers.
It's because Weezer's got those guns they're bringing to me.
Holy cool shit, fucking tribe over here.
I'm just burning bridges left and right. Prove to me that you watch this, Greg Miller. Fucking tweet at me, all right? Hit me up at officially SSN or fucking SSN large. Prove to me that you listen, you coward.
Exactly.
Coward. Just like Brady. Brady says he watches and listens to these. He doesn't. He's never got back to me. Brady, you're a fucking coward. Brady. Anyways, all right. Not Tom Brady. I just saw Tom because Will.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Fuck you, Tom Brady and Weezer.
Yeah, get your penis out of your dad's mouth or whatever the fuck we talked about on stream.
Whoa.
There's a weird topic that happened on stream, which was like, you know what? I can't look.
Yeah, let's just go. Let's move past.
Yeah, we're just gonna move past that, right? We got a couple extra topics we could talk about. It's kind of funny because it is going still video game, but also movie related. That I saw that I believe Campbell, the Campbell in our Discord, that you can go ahead and join if you sign up to SSN Plays on Twitch.tv or Patreon.com/Selection Network. Wrote up
the fucking plugs you got going on here. Holy shit!
He had posted this link that I used for the podcast feed, which was David Bautista. All right, the Animal from WWE, or Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy fame. Turned down a role to be in Fast and the Furious 9 because he wants Universal, who owns the rights to Gears of War, to do a movie with them because he wants to play the titular character Marcus. And I saw this and I'm like, oh my God, could this be like the fucking movie that is perfect casting, could potentially be just done right with David Bautista as Marcus Phoenix? Like, what do you guys think about this?
He's been fan cast in that role for a very long time.
Yeah, he wants it.
Yeah.
Very long time.
The thing is, they gotta find like 5 more people with the same build to play the entire crew because everybody looks like that in Gears of War.
I'll just they get CGI Ice Cube in there for that other dude.
God. I mean, he can play what's it called? Coltrane? Yeah, get him to play Coltrane. Yeah. Ice Cube was Coltrane? Fuck yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, exactly, right? Just CGI his body and you're good to go.
Dude, if it's a fun movie where everybody's like, I'm like this and we're all gruff and serious, but it's clear that we're kind of having fun, I'll be down. That would be fun. I just don't. Video game movies and just movies off of like different platforms in general is such a slippery slope because you have 2 things to navigate. One being you have to be different enough from your source material to be interesting, but you can't be so different that it pisses off the fan base because the fan base is a big part of your fans.
Yeah.
So again, it's a slippery slope. Now, I think there's cool ways to do it. There's non-cool ways to do it. I think that the new Mortal Kombat movie kind of did both, where it had cool stuff from the video games, but it also changed the story so that in ways I didn't like.
Don't even.
You're not. I didn't actually watch the Snatum on it. What was your thoughts, Justin? You guys weren't fans?
Cole Young, best character in the world. He should
shut
be
up. Shut up. One of our both Tom and I, we agreed. One of the biggest gripes of the film was the fact that instead of focusing on like a Johnny Cage, Kung Lao, or a Liu Kang, actual characters from the franchise, they create this Cole Young guy, who the actor, I don't know if it's the way that he was directed or the way that he chose to portray the character, is just like, oh no, my family's getting attacked. Oh, no, I might get killed here. Like, so stilted, and I'm like, it took me away. Because then you look at all the other actors and actresses, they're so animated. Like the fucking Kano guy is just like, oh yeah, fucking cunt. Like, legit, every fucking word had fuck or cunt in it. Like, it didn't stop. It just didn't.
I love that part. Fuck that. I will still defend him. That was awesome.
Like, he was cool. He was the best part.
He took. Again, so not to if you want to see what we both Tom and I really thought about it, you can go ahead and go to youtube.com/LifeSelectStart. Look at the Statum Mortal Kombat 2021 thoughts. I think it was an okay film. I think there was a lot of balls dropped, pun intended, and there's more that could have been. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough time. I thought to really flesh out the character. I thought it was very fast paced.
Well, we'll go back into just like video game movies in general. But just my last thought on that, it pisses me off that they made Cole Young, because if you've played Mortal Kombat X, Takeda, who is Kenshi's son, is a better version of the same character.
Yeah.
He's like trained by Scorpion to be part of the Shirai Ryu in a way to reestablish the Shirai Ryu.
Yeah.
But then they're like, no, we do Cole Young because we didn't want to introduce Kenshi, who is also one of the coolest characters. Yep. But it's fine.
Right.
It is the first in like a 5-movie series, so this is just the beginning. That'd be cool if they brought that stuff on later, because he was kind of like a new Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah.
Now they just had to introduce this new one.
And like,
so that goes with. Sorry, I was gonna say goes with video game movies though. Is that like me? I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, so this guy kind of wanted to tell his own story with the characters and stuff like that. And for me, I'm like, no, that's not the story. But
go make a different movie,
right? Like,
go make another combat movie where you may be mortally wounded. Okay,
Immortal
by a
Kombat.
sorcerer who will suck your soul out.
You imagine Immortal Kombat? That'd be fucking boring. They're just punching each other. Nothing ever happens.
But yeah, it is this idea of like, in all honesty, what I don't know if we've talked about this already, but this kind of goes hand in hand with the other subject that's on the topic list. But is there a good video game movie? What is a good? And I will still say
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
I will say you're nuts. I will still say the original Mortal Kombat and this new one is the closest thing that we've gotten to a good video game movie.
Mm-hmm. But that's saying something because they're not terrific.
Do you actually mean that, Tom? Do you actually mean that with Sonic?
I really enjoyed the Sonic movie. I did.
It wasn't bad.
Very well done. Ben Schwartz as Sonic is great.
I think that's weird. So I really like Ben Schwartz. I think he's an amazing improv actor. I just love him in general. He's a really good guy. Unfortunately, I was just like, they could have just used the original voice actor that they had for Sonic, because like he just tries to mimic that voice. So it's like, why not just have him, the actual guy, play Sonic? That part was really weird.
I don't. Maybe this is just personal. I feel like the movie would be 10 times more funny, but worse if just they're like, dude, we need to go stop him, and he's like, I need a chili dog. like, because that Sonic voice is so goofy. I love it, and I think it would have suited the character more. But I think for kind of the movie they were going for, I think Ben Schwartz worked in it as kind of like a non-Sonic Sonic.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bigger thing than just, and this is kind of tying into it too. I think it's a bigger thing than just video games. I think adapting anything, TV shows, cartoons, animes into movies, you run the risk. It's a hard thing to do because you're taking something with so much and trying to condense it to 2 hours, and you're going to miss stuff and you're not going to do it right. There's a big old one that everybody knows because it was my favorite TV show and probably my least favorite movie, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender. Fantastic show. We're not talking about the M. Night Shyamalan one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fucking Ung. He's like, I'm going to call him by the name they would call him, but I'm going to cast white people as every character.
Yeah.
Like, anywho, it's so that he did his entirely different thing with it, but kept in enough of the characters that it was enough to piss you off by him doing the characters wrong. Like,
so
it's such a slippery slope.
I love the fact you bring up Avatar, an anime, and the segue that you did was beautifully done. Well done, Lip.
Thank you.
It is the fact that it's, and I will say, Avatar is a fucking anime. It is not just because a cartoon is animated in Japan does not just make it an anime. That's not the fact. Because if that is true, then Invincible should be a Korean animation film because half the fucking animation from Invincible was done in Korea, especially the action shots. So fuck off with that opinion.
Yeah, and those are all of the best shots of the show.
The action stuff was amazing. But my point being, with the anime, I honestly think anime has now become the new video game when it comes to adaptations and live action. Because when I think of anime, I do not think of a decent, I would say even either Western or even Eastern adaptations that suit the lore well. There's the big one. Besides Avatar, hold on, Lip. Yeah, I'll say it. I'll let you. You'll have the floor in just a moment. I like the teacher. I like that. It is the idea though that one of the biggest ones. To this day, it hurts me when I even think about it. Dragon Ball Evolution.
That was mine.
Is the biggest piece of shit adaptation to ultimately should have been an easy fucking home run. It is disgusting, but it doesn't end there, because there's also the Full Metal Alchemist live action, which is not good. The Bleach.
There's a live action.
Yes, there's a live action of Full Metal Alchemist. There's a live action of Bleach. There's a live action of Death Note. There's a live action of Attack on Titan. All of which, I'm sorry, I don't care if they were made in Japan or in the States. They're bad. They're all fucking bad. And it's like, is there really? And I want someone in chat. This is your chance to talk about this. All right. So Novum talks about, what about Demon Slayer?
I haven't seen the Demon Slayer one.
So I didn't even know that there was a live action one. I am worried because when I look at the Demon Slayer anime, that is a style that I don't think you can correctly do live action wise. I just don't see it. And
I don't know that it's live action. I think it's just I think it's animated, but it's I think the film just came out. It's a film. Yeah. And it was like it's like out in like theaters and stuff, and that was a big thing.
But that's not live action. It's live action. That's the difference. No. We're talking
about the bringing it to live action.
Yeah, as an example, of the Mortal Kombat movie. That's a live action. It's with real actors. It's not animated. Yeah, it's animated. But yeah, it's all good, Novo. It's all good. And that's and apparently that so fucking Demon Slayer actually is apparently a very good film. Apparently that film has a unique story that works very well. And when you look at Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Broly, right? Dragon Ball Super Broly. Oh my god. The animation with the fighting and everything, they just knew what they were fucking doing. Versus when they, and I will give them props in the slightest sense, when they did the Bleach live action film. And I love Bleach. I think Bleach is one of my favorite animes. All right, I'm a basic bitch. I don't care. All right, when it comes to anime, I love Bleach. I think I specifically, and a lot of people will hate me on this, and that's fine. I like the English dub. I like the acting, the voice actors in the English dub. I think Adam Botch, who played the second Black Ranger in Power Rangers, does an amazing Ichigo Kurosaki. I love Rukia. I think everyone, Chad, everyone in there. Fuck it. It's just Sasuke. It blows my mind. I was about to say Sasuke, and I had to stop myself for a second.
Sasuke.
Yeah, that was wrong.
Right to Naruto.
I hate Naruto, so that's fine.
You do? Okay, so we're gonna do it.
So Bleach, the live action version, got Adam Bosch and a bunch of these original English from the original voice acting to do the dub for it. And I'm like, okay, cool. You get a brownie point in that sense. The movie's still fucking bad because you're trying to take all of season 1 of Bleach, or arc 1, whatever you want to call it, and condense it to an hour and a half, it does not work. It just doesn't.
But that's why it's so like you got to do it different, but you can't. It's like it's such a lose-lose situation.
Like, do you go?
Do
you stay true to the lore and super exaggeration acting and motions and like high action packed stuff, or do you try to base it more into reality? And it just doesn't.
And like that's why the anime Bleach movie is cool, or not Bleach, Demon Slayer. Because it's taking just the characters from the anime and telling a story with them. It's not trying to summarize all of Demon Slayer in one movie. But I mean, and like the thing is though, pacing is so different between shows. Like I even think if we got a Mandalorian movie compared to the show, how fucking different that would be pacing wise. Like because Mandalorian is kind of it's like a slowly paced show about sort of the characters or interactions and stuff. So if you try and throw that all in a movie, and like it still could probably be a cool Western because it's a cool character, but like, you know, it changes it changes. And that I think that goes like for anything, and especially like pacing in video games is so different because you have like 10-20 hours of somebody's attention to pace out your story. So trying to take, I know that I think they're doing The Last of Us HBO show, which could be cool because it's a long episodic adventure instead of a movie. But trying to take Last of Us 1 and put it into a movie, you would miss out on so much. You would miss out on so much about the character development.
You would have to take the first game and maybe make it into 1 and 2, like a Last of Us episode, like part 1 and a Last of Us part 2 to actually have the full feel of it, and then do a Last of Us 2, part 1, part 2 for a film.
And even then, they would be 4 hours each movie.
Right?
Just get people to get it.
Yeah, and who would want to watch something like that? A movie about people fucking walking nonstop and just having gripes and talking about potatoes because they're fucking bullshit movies.
Listen, don't you dare bring Lord of the Rings into this right now. Okay? No, that's not what it's about.
It's about a little man walking up a hill dropping a ring, which could have flown on the wings of an eagle right a fucking way, but for stupid reasons can't do it, because no, the Lord, but the fuck you! They're just writing excuses. Fuck you! Fucking Tolkien. I hope you fucking rot in your grave, because obviously you're rotting because you're dead. Fuck you!
You're a real piece of shit, you know that? Next weekend, we're watching the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy for Statham. Just so you know, you're finding it out right here on SSN Podcast.
Find a connection to video games with that, which is easy because they made video games for it, which is like
exactly.
Sauron could have just lit up the eagle, though. Yeah, like a lot of stuff could have happened. So many things could have happened in Lord of the Rings that just would have made it stupid.
Inaccurate and stupid and garbage. I spit in its name. I actually spat. That's gross.
Dude,
I got too committed.
Why didn't what's his face Samwise just kind of like cut the ring with like a saw? Why didn't he just do that and then bend it?
I mean,
okay, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Why did he just get
with a power saw?
He just gets to the shop and grinds it down, melts it, turns it into like something else.
He would have just used Gimli's axe to cut it in half. That's all it would have been.
Wait, we already tried that.
Yeah.
Dude, just rewrite Lord of the Rings to be fucking awful. Justin's like, this is how it should have been.
No, look, I would make it better because there'd be dicks and tits everywhere. Basically, I just want to make Game of Thrones.
You wrote it.
An anime. I would just make it anime as fuck. Game of Thrones anime. Let's go.
We brought Tolkien back so you can see his masterpiece, and it's just fucking. He has a heart attack. He's like, where's the magic and the wizardry? Oh, I took that magic shit out. It was lame.
That's for fucking nerds. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Wait, who did you cast as Samwise? Oh, I put Val Kilmer and Val Kilmer and Steven Seagal, the two best actors.
Who plays Frodo? Dwayne the Rock Johnson, obviously.
Oh my god, dude! Fucking Sauron is like Jason Statham.
Oh no!
You gonna give me that ring?
Yeah, instead of an eye, it's just his giant bald head glaring everywhere.
Yeah. All right, okay. We need 2 more castings to finish out this awful film,
All right.
action film. Who's Legolas? Oh no, 3 more.
Okay.
We need Aragorn, Legolas, and
Gimli.
Gimli. Yeah.
All right.
So who are we casting?
so
for
Gimli-
Aragorn?
Danny DeVito, come
Gimli's
on.
Vin Diesel. That's easy.
Nice.
But because it's Vin Diesel, he refuses to be a dwarf, so it's just him super tall and like, I need to look bigger than The Rock no matter what. So that's what's gonna happen there.
He keeps requesting they make him taller, and he's like, "Well, no, you're a dwarf. You're not taller, and you need to grow a beard." He's like, "I'm not doing that."
And then we'll go and we'll get Jet Li to play Legolas. And then who was the last one? Aragorn? Aragorn, that's easy. We'll get
Ronda Rousey.
We'll get Stallone. We'll get Stallone to do it.
Oh, Stallone.
Stallone.
Hold on. Adrian! Oh yeah, I'm a rage. No, it's too much. I can't do it. Fucking make him all shorts in there because I can do that one. We're going to take the child. We're going to throw it into the fire. It'll be boom. It'll be great. And just stoking them out the entire time.
Gimli just has a fucking. Gimli just has like a Dodge
Challenger with a
Challenger.
grenade launcher attachment. Let's go, Frodo.
So what we just did is we made the Michael Bay version of Lord of the Rings.
By the way, guys, this is exactly what writing with dice is with me. It's this fucking shit show. So thanks for the teaser, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Legolas is played by Shaq. Is this an Adam Sandler movie now?
Oh my god.
Well, Zach's saying Aragorn is Danny DeVito, so I feel like that would be fucking perfect.
But
I
it's
just feel
Danny
like that would be good
DeVito. It's Danny
casting.
DeVito dressed as the Penguin from the Tim Burton Batman sequel. He's got little web hands, trying to hold his sword, just bites fucking like the Urukai's noses off and stuff. It'd be brilliant. I love it.
The leader of the free men, Danny DeVito in a penguin suit.
And then the title card just kicks in. It's just the gang forms a fellowship. It's
all of the orcs are Tom Hardy and Venom, so they're just a bunch of sweaty Tom Hardy who are like, oh man, I gotta go kill Aragorn.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Chen. I gotta go over there. Can I get some chocolate, Mrs. Chen? I got a parasite. Okay, can we talk about that? The fucking shit show that is Venom. Let there be carnage. Oh my god!
They took away Woody Harrelson's wig.
Thank fucking Christ! They got rid of the Ronald McDonald hair. What are you talking about?
No, that's my favorite part of the whole Venom movie.
Oh my god! I'm
seriously. So excited, dude. That movie is going to be. That movie looks like it's going to be on par with the first one, which is to say,
it looks
not great, but. I think it looks worse. I loved the Venom movie, by the way.
You're nuts. You're fucking nuts.
It was not great, but it was fucking hilarious.
The fact that in the trailer they have the song, which makes no sense for the movies. One is the loneliest number that you... I'm like, what are you talking about? It's Venom and Tom Hardy. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And then just continue with it. And it's like, oh, Venom's just a jokey guy now who makes fucking breakfasts and eats chocolate and da-da-da. And I'm like, oh my god, what is this?
That's what Venom is, Justin. Have you never read comics before?
Yes, I have. And Venom with Eddie Brock was a vicious serial killer that literally ate people and destroyed lives.
No, not in this one. He's Tom Hardy and he's a good guy.
He's so good. Wow.
And he's in San Francisco because all the Marvel stuff is happening in New York, so we can't do it there.
Okay, well, in all honesty, there is a storyline about Venom in the comic series where I think it's called Dark Protector or Dark something, where he does go to San Francisco. He does. That is a thing. So I'll give him the fact that they needed an out to not be in New York, so they took the other storyline.
Just put Agent Venom in a movie. I'll watch it. Agent Venom's cool.
Wait, hold on. You want the Flash Gordon from the current Tom Holland storyline to become Agent Venom? Is that what you want?
I want Joe Manganiello to reprise his role as Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Flash Gordon, and then the Agent Venom. And he's gonna look exactly like Deathstroke, but with a Venom suit now. And then everyone's going to get confused. And they're like, oh, Deathstroke's this movie? It's like, no, it's not Deathstroke.
That's the one way we're getting a Deathstroke movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, thank God the fact that Ben Affleck, this is kind of like, we're kind of segueing to a lot of segues here. But thank God the fact that Ben Affleck said yes to coming back to Batman, which is also him opened up to do another Batman movie, because now there is a chance of a Deathstroke movie still actually happening.
Wait a minute. So are we gonna have a Robert Pattinson like Batman franchise?
No franchise.
And I'm saying, they're just doing one movie. That's it.
The idea, sort of what they started with, it's gonna be the best way to describe it. So you know how Marvel has their what ifs storylines.
Yeah,
like where anything can happen. Well, this is kind of like DC taking their franchises and doing the Elseworld, which is their versions of the what ifs, right? That's why you have Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. That's why you have Joker, Jared Leto, and that's why you're gonna have two different kinds of Batmans, because this is like Elseworld Batman, Elseworld Joker. So there could be a moment where that Joaquin Phoenix and that Robert Pattinson Batman and Joker meet, and they might dock. You know. Don't
maybe.
Know. That's the unrated version.
The thing
that's
is,
my directed version.
The one you would make.
The story I would love to see with what looks like Robert Pattinson's Batman would be, I don't think would ever happen, which is The Long Halloween, because that's a fucking great ass comic story about Batman basically being tired and kicking ass for fucking like 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's gonna ever come to film. They made a Killing Joke movie, and it shat all over Batman, in my opinion. Well, and he hooked up with Batgirl, and I was like, dude, what is going on? But yeah. I have certain thoughts on the Killing Joke movie, which, okay, to like Killing Joke is fine, but Killing Joke isn't like the best Batman story, okay? No. There's better Batman stories out there.
Like The Long Halloween.
Like The Long Halloween. Fucking Under the Red Hood is better than Killing Joke, in my opinion. But I'm a Red Hood boy, so that's, you know, that's biased.
Fucking Jensen, I'll still say it. Jensen Ackles as the Red Hood was like the best, like that cocky, arrogant voice that he has for that character. He knocks it out of the fucking park.
Oh, dude, and when he's in the fucking, at the very end where he's like, I can understand you giving up on me, but why the hell is he alive? Yeah. Like, so much emotion, so good.
So
I'm like, sure, put him as it. I'd like it. I'd watch it.
Yeah. But yeah,
they're making a Long Halloween animated movie. Okay, cool.
They are, and it unfortunately looks like they might be melding a couple of different things together. Like they might be trying to, because you know how like the Long Halloween is also the setup for the other long. I can't remember what it's called anymore. Like there's like
the Long Christmas. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, I know what you're talking about.
The Long Halloween is a connection to Two-Face becoming Two-Face, like Harvey Dent becoming. Like, that's really where the primary story is. Yes, there's a murder mystery involved, but it is really the connection of how Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face. It's become the official origin lore of Two-Face, pretty much. That's what happens is in that
the official orgy lore.
Yes.
Oh.
It's the horniest one. But I'd be cool if they introduced Harvey Dent in the Robert Pattinson one, and then they set up for like a
long Halloween.
It's weird though, because it's like so many Batman villains have been done in so many ways, and like when you think, like, obviously a lot of Jokers, but like when you look at it, we've also gotten like a modern Harvey Dent, a modern Ra's al Ghul, and a modern modern Scarecrow, modern Bane. We've gotten all those. Now, I would like an actual Bane with the Venom, because I've always liked that version of Bane better. Because I gotta be honest.
Too. He's also smart and violent.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna make him smart so he's not jacked. It's like, no, Bane is a roid head who's also like a genius. Like, that's what makes him cool.
Yeah.
Hardy was also jacked though.
He was jacked, but he wasn't drugged up like Venom's characters. Yeah. But one thing I'm really glad Clayface is in there. Clayface is also a cool character. But they're doing Riddler in the new one, and I'm so excited for that, because it looks like they're doing like a fucking Kevin Spacey from Seven version of Riddler, which is kind of cool. Like, I'm all for it. I hope we get some cool modern takes on it stuff. And like, again, Christopher Nolan's Batman movies are good, but some of the character choices are Christopher Nolan's for Christopher Nolan. They're not about Batman at all.
Yeah.
They're what he wanted to make. So he wanted to cast a white guy as Bane, who is like very notably a Latino person, but like, go ahead, do what you want, I guess. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a cool opportunity to put in some cool villains, and that's what I'm hoping for. You never know, though. I can't predict the movie, and the first one hasn't, like the Robert Pattinson one hasn't even came out yet, so we don't even know if it's good.
Yeah. Well, do you know what I can predict?
What can you predict?
Us going to our post show because we're at the end of the normal part of the SSN podcast. So thank everyone for joining. Thanks, guys. We fucking talked a shit ton here, and I love it. It was awesome. We're gonna be getting ready for the prep for the post show. If you want to see what that post show looks like, it's super simple. You're gonna be able to go to patreon.com/SelectStartNetwork and just look for the post show being posted up, and you'll get that access there. Again, at the 11:50 mark in the States, 15:50 here in Canada. We love you guys. Hope you enjoy yourselves. I'm coming back tonight to like a brief kind of celebration birthday thing. Tomorrow, Tom and I, we're going to be doing some fucking Snadam with Doom. The Roll Urban. And the Rock
Johnson one?
Yes, sir. So that's going to be a good time. But for now, we love you guys. And if you're not sticking around for the post show, obviously you're not because we're on Twitch. We'll talk. Have a good one.
Wednesdays at 6, Writing with Dice.
There it is. All right, guys.
I got to plug it every week.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.